Welcome back, friends. I am Jason, and I am on the rebound after being a little bit sick, mild fever, sore throat, that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of home remedies that you can do, some stuff that you probably have around the house, and just some basic activities that you could do that can help alleviate some of your symptoms if you are a little bit sick. So let's talk about those right now. Something that's really important for your overall immune health is vitamin D. And one of the best ways to get vitamin D is just to lay out in the sunshine, and it feels so fantastic. Hopefully you can expose a little bit of your skin so you can produce more of that vitamin D from the sunshine. But if it's too cold, even just your face and hands and stuff exposed is helpful. Plus it just feels nice.
Get up.
Oh, okay. Dog snuggles. Those are good for you too. Oh, you just... An increased core body temperature is actually really beneficial to your immune system. It gives it a boost. And that's why your body produces a fever. That's why you get a fever. But what we can do to kind of artificially create that is just to get some exercise by warming your body up, getting just a little bit of a sweat going. It can be really helpful, and it really makes you feel a lot better too if you just get out and be a little bit active. I'm not saying go do an intense crush yourself workout, because that can have a negative effect, but just getting out, going for a walk in the sunshine can be really good for you. I think most people are aware of how beneficial vitamin C is to your overall immune system, bodily functions, and health. Vitamin C can be had in these pine needles. This is a white pine. White pine is probably my preferred one. At least it tastes the best. It's got clumps of 5 needles. You could tell if I just grab one off of right here, unless this one makes a liar out of me. Yep, no, it's got 5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 needles in a clump. You can also tell because its branches grow in whorls. So there'll be a group of branches, in this case just one on the small one, and then there'll be no branches, and then there'll be some branches, and then there'll be no branches, and then there'll be some branches. And that's how you can identify a white pine. Or at least that's a couple of different ways to identify a white pine. But if you make a tea out of this, you boil up some water and then take it away from the heat, cut up your pine needles, throw it in the tea, cover it, and just let it steep for a while. It makes a really nice tea. I actually like the way it tastes. A lot of people don't, but even if you don't like the way it tastes, it's still good for you. This is called usnea, and it grows on the side of trees, just like this one right here. And one of the easy ways, obviously it's a fairly easily to identify plant, but one of the easiest ways to identify it is when you pull it apart, it has this stretchy inner white fiber. You can see that inner white fiber right there. I don't have any personal experience using usnea for medicinal purposes, but it's something that I'm definitely interested in learning more about. If you do have actual real life experience using it, leave that in the comments for us. That'd be great. Why does a human being require more than one vessel to drink out of? This is my mug. I drink coffee out of it in the morning. I drink tea out of it. I drink orange juice and water. Everything liquid that I consume pretty much comes out of this one cup. And this is just one single cabinet of my wife's selection.
I like this cup today.
Real fresh orange juice, not from concentrate, is going to be your best option. Apple cider vinegar is another one of my go-tos. When I first start feeling symptoms, a little bit of a scratchy sore throat or something like that, I'll gargle with a little bit of apple cider vinegar in some water mixed in. Doesn't take much, just a sploosh, probably something about like that. Maybe 2 capfuls, I would say, is about right, and probably about, let's say this much water, and I'll just gargle with that, spit it out, maybe swallow a little bit of it, and I'll usually add just a tiny sploosh of it, like that, to it's probably a little more than I wanted to put in there, but it won't hurt me. add that to my juice or add that to my water and I'll just sip on it. It doesn't taste very good, but like most things, if it's a little bit unpleasant, it might be good for you. If it's enjoyable, it's probably not that helpful. Silver hydrosol such as this is good to spray in the back of your throat if you've got a little bit of a sore throat. I'm not an expert on the scientific reasons why it works, but I do kind of understand that bacteria, viruses can't survive in an environment with silver, and that's basically how it works. So for some reason it works, and again, I'm not the scientist, but I have real life, real world experiences that tell me that doing this, spraying this stuff on a sore throat actually gets the job done. So take it for what it is. My very intelligent wife informs me that a 23 parts per million silver hydrosol is much more effective than something weaker. You want the strong stuff. More silver is going to be better. It's like this. This is some homemade colloidal silver. You can make it. You can look up recipes and ways to make it yourself, and that's what this is. But again, do your own research, do your own scientific investigations to figure out what's going to be the best option for you. But I know that taking a small shot glass of this stuff when you are feeling sick, it does seem to help quite a bit. Again, do your own research, because I've heard that you can turn blue by drinking too much of this stuff. Oregano oil is another really good antibiotic, antiviral, antifungal. You can use for like athlete's foot and stuff like that. So it's really good for lots of different things. Yesterday, when I was feeling pretty miserable, a couple drops of this in a glass of water, and then went to bed. Seems to have done the trick. I feel much better today. Is it totally due to taking this? I don't know, but based on my experiences, it has been helpful. It's pretty horrible. It tastes absolutely terrible, and it does burn quite a bit. So again, do your own research, your own investigations. Don't take my word for it. I am no doctor. I'm just speaking from personal experience, and oregano oil has been pretty helpful. Just eating fresh oregano is good as well. Just like taking fresh ginger in your foods. It's a good anti-inflammatory. However, it's not as potent as something like an oil like this. My mom had been scratched by a cat on her arm, and she had got cat scratch fever. It's a real thing. And it's not just a song, it's a real thing, but she used oregano oil to treat it. Only oregano oil, and it went away pretty quickly after the fact. Hot teas are another thing that's really helpful. Ginger teas mixed with some lemon. This one has lemon in it, but you could actually put some fresh lemon slices on there as well. And if you sweeten it up with some local honey like this, you're really getting a lot of benefits out of it. Honey is pretty amazing, actually. I've had friends treat wounds that just weren't healing properly, were infected, and they just were looking pretty nasty. Putting this topically on that wound healed it after months and months of discomfort and just nastiness on a leg wound. So I know for a fact that it works for that as well. But ingesting it also has antihistamine factors. It can really just make you feel much better by putting it in your tea. Activated charcoal is another really good, effective home remedy. If you have any stomach ailments such as food poisoning and things like that, having a tablespoon of it dumped in some water and then chugged down really fast can have a lot of really positive effects in absorbing that poison, that nastiness that's in your stomach. Salt water is another really good remedy for a sore throat. Gargling it, and then if you're really nasally congested, I've had a sinus infection before, and what I did was I took salt water in a squirt bottle and squirted it up my nose, and it is extremely unpleasant. It's not fun at all, but it almost immediately cured that sinus infection for me. It was pretty impressive, so highly recommend the salt water gargle and spray. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope you found this informative, insightful in some way. If you have other home remedies, I'd be really grateful if you left them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and see you next time.